Hey, welcome back to the channel. We are headed to Oakdale, Minnesota. We're on our way into the state from Wisconsin on 94. It was actually the first site that I went to on this trip in Minnesota, but we will close out IONNA week on the WisconsEV channel with this visit. So we're going to take this exit here onto 694, which is, if you're not from the Twin Cities, 694 is the northern ring road around St. Paul and Minneapolis, 494, of course, to the south. Cool thing is, this IONNA station is at a Hy Vee, and it's at the first exit off of the interstate. We've got 6 HYC400 Hyperchargers here at this station, and it is still, it's fresh. Let's just put it that way. So let's get charging. Okay, welcome to Oakdale. This is still a construction site, but the good thing is that I think the chargers are working, so let's plug in and find out. We're on 2B. Oh, come on, I need a little bit of that cable management. There we go. All right. 2B or not 2B? That is the question. $0.39 per kilowatt hour here. No idle fee. That's good. And we are charging. 24%. So we should shoot up pretty fast. Battery was at over 80 degrees when I got out of the car. There we go. Yep, 152, 153. Love it. So I wanted to stop here because it is kind of on the way into the cities. So if you charged, I charged in Menominee at the quick charge, and now I want to charge again before I go about my business in Minneapolis. And you know, where the city ones, the choices are a little bit different. So this is kind of a cool spot for IONNA to just throw a set of chargers in this fall and winter. It's at the Hy Vee. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 12 stalls. And yeah, I mean, you know, it's hard to move dirt in the winter, so I don't really fault them for that. Some of the parking markings also look temporary, but if you followed IONNA, especially in the last few months, they were really in a rush to get these places open, and then they can come back and make some of the adjustments, like painting permanent spots, markers on each parking spot, etc. I'm just happy that the chargers are working. So thumbs up for that. So expected speed, we're up over 150. So that's going to be a certain thumbs up. 156 is what it's showing right now. So great. Thumbs up for expected speed. Amenities, we're at Hy Vee. There is a gas station and a Starbucks right across the parking lot that I would certainly walk to without having to cross the major road here. Yeah, I'd go thumbs up on amenities for this place. Squeegees and garbage, good spot. There's a lot of other places at KFC and at Burger King that I can see at Cub Foods across the street. Caribou Coffee if you don't like Starbucks. So options aplenty at this stop if you're going to be here for a while, or you could grab it and then come and charge up. I think this is great. It's kind of a different, it is right off the highway, but it's also, you know, if you're just going to do your grocery shopping. So drivers in the Twin Cities who are, you know, don't have charging at home can come here, get their groceries at Hy Vee, pick up dinner, whatever. They have tons of other things in there that are prepared, and you can just warm up or whatever. Charge your car here, you know, once a week, grocery shopping, fill it up, and then you've got your 200 or 250 miles or whatever for the week. pop by here again if you need to fill up a little bit. So at 39 cents or whatever, it's probably a little expensive for that. You could certainly get a lower rate if you have a charger at home, but if you live in an apartment or a condo with no charging, this isn't too bad. I like the cable management on these Amphenol cables from that IONNA uses. They're thinner than a lot of other companies use, which makes them a little bit easier to handle. So Nana cable, thumbs up. Minimal hassle. I might have to cancel that. If everybody goes to auto charge, there is no hassle. So minimal hassle, thumbs up, but we might have to do some soul searching and creative figuring to kind of give you a better idea of what to expect, because if you can just plug in and your car handles all the charging money and, you know, in that way, not just the getting the electrons, it's pretty easy. So thumbs up for minimal hassle. Expected speed, amenities. So yeah, this is certainly a 4-for-4 site. So let's take a quick look around. So if I do my math right, 2,500 kVA means that each of those 12 can hit 200 kilowatts and stay there and still be under that. So perfectly sized transformer. All right, let's take a look and see how far we can go with this cable. It's just such an interesting cable management setup on the top of these Alpitronic Hyperchargers with the swing arm. I'm at my back tire, at least the back door I could get to. So if you have a port on the back of your car, you definitely want to snug up close to those bollards, but it's certainly possible to go in there without backing in. One of the reasons I wanted to stop at these is because they're at a grocery store. So it's not just your typical highway rest stop, convenience mart, and truck stop, gas station type thing. It's more like a neighborhood feel. And if you're going to put 30,000 chargers or 30,000 stalls in before 2030, as you know, if you followed the IONNA story, you've heard that probably several times. 30,000 chargers, you're not going to have, and I don't know if there's 30,000 exits in the highway system on the interstates. So you're going to have to find places like this to put chargers in, and you know, so this is kind of the next kind of wave of spots. All right, we're at about 60%, so we're about ready to go. I don't need a 80% battery to drive around today and tomorrow, but there is, I don't know if you can see it in the distance along the side of Hy Vee, there is a Tesla Supercharger here, so more capabilities for this site for sure. So you've got 12 chargers here, looks like maybe 6 or 8 Superchargers. I haven't looked. Hey, 20 chargers, I can't complain. I don't think users in the Twin Cities or coming through should complain either, I guess. Another good charge at IONNA. We're at 66%, pulled 40 kilowatt hours. So good stop. A Nissan Ariya just pulled up next to me, so there are people who know about it, I guess, in the area. So that's all for us today. Thanks for joining us, and I'm going to stop this. Don't want to get ahead of myself. All right. We'll see you at the next charge.